After the build-up and preamble, the Rugby World Cup finally kicks off tonight with the opening ceremony and the first match between hosts Japan and Russia in Tokyo. The game is a sellout, as is most of the tournament, and the Japanese are hoping home advantage will count as they try to make the knockout stages of the World Cup for the first time. Their coach is former All Black and proud New Zealander Jamie Joseph, and while they're expected to easily account for Russia, the Brave Blossoms aren't used to being favourites.
Consider us to be the favourites. We've never been the favourites. Thankfully, I don't read the Japanese newspapers because I don't understand kanji, so that doesn't affect me personally. We've got a lot of respect for Russia. We were very lucky to win the last time we played Russia.
And Japan halfback Yutaka Nagare admits he and some of the other Brave Blossoms are feeling the nerves. However, Japan assistant coach, another former All Black, Tony Brown, says the All Blacks have helped confidence levels for his team. It's a huge occasion for the team from the host nation, but Brown says the players' nerves will be eased thanks to a recent match against his countrymen.
The players played here last year against the All Blacks, so I don't think we've got any problem with them being too nervous against Russia, so it's not an issue for us. Just really looking forward to the game. It's going to be an exciting opportunity for our players to play in the World Cup.
And our rugby reporter Joe Porter is outside Tokyo Stadium in the fan zone and joins us now via live view. Oh, you got a bunch of friends there, Joe. What is the atmosphere like ahead of the opening ceremony and the opening game?
Yes, konnichiwa. We have some Japanese fans here behind us, and the Brave Blossoms fans are here in numbers, I can tell you that. It's a sold-out match, as you mentioned here, and the atmosphere is wonderful outside Tokyo Stadium. The sun is shining. It's incredibly hot. I'm having to wipe sweat off my brow as we speak, and the fans are so hospitable. Everywhere I've gone, they've been so welcoming, and of course, they kick the tournament off tonight with the opening ceremony. We're going to have some Air Force in the air doing some spectacular sky show, a whole bunch of local performers and artists and acts inside the stadium for the opening ceremony, and that's of course followed by the opening match between hosts Japan and Russia, and of course Japan are expected to win that game and get their World Cup campaign off to a flying start.
For those of us who are just listening to you, Joe is standing there with a bunch of fans who are dressed in their Japan jerseys and they've got their flag out looking super enthusiastic. Joe, you mentioned the heat. It does look pretty warm over there. What's that going to mean? Slippery ball?
Well, yes, that's right. The humidity. It's almost 100% humidity here every day. So it'll mean a very greasy ball, a lot of dew on the ground. So skill sets will be very important. Some teams, Wales, have been training with baby oil rubbed over the rugby balls. The All Blacks have been using hoses to make them incredibly wet, just to try and adjust to what will be some very slippery and dewy conditions with the ball here in Japan. So even tonight, with the sun shining above, we can still expect those very dewy, slippery ball conditions. So it does make it slightly unique here, those conditions, but there should be hard, fast running rugby if it stays sunny like this.
So is it going to be a good night for Japan? Are they expected to win?
Yes, they are. Like Jamie Joseph said, they're not really used to being favourites, a Tier 2 nation, but they are monstrous favourites to beat Russia. And Japan have had a great run of results this year. They smoked Tonga earlier this year. They've had another couple of good results. They won the Pacific Nations Cup. They're in really good form and have had a wonderful build-up, much more comprehensive than they used to. So they are heavy favourites to win this game. They're expected to win comfortably and sort of draw first blood in this World Cup. They've got a tough pool. If they are to make the quarterfinals, they've got to get past Scotland and Ireland and qualify first or second in their group. Likely to qualify second, perhaps they can edge Scotland. I think Ireland will qualify top, but if they edge Scotland and New Zealand win with their pool, of course they play South Africa tomorrow night in their first pool game. If New Zealand win their pool and Japan comes second, it will be an All Blacks Japan quarter-final, which would be just spectacular for the host nation.
Are you allowed to go to the opening ceremony this evening, Joe?
I am indeed. I'm allowed inside the ground, which will be lovely. I'll get to soak up that atmosphere and experience that vibe. I'm actually going to be doing a live cross into Lately tonight with Karen Hay to describe exactly what has happened inside the stadium. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to Japan's first game and actually getting the rugby started. We've had a lot of preamble, a lot of build-up, and now we finally get to kick things off.
Thank you, Joe. That's Joe Porter from the fan zone with a bunch of fans to boot. It looks like it's going to be a great game this evening. Joe will be inside the stadium and, as he said, will keep you updated this evening.